welcome to WIT. Thank you very much for coming out, especially considering it is hot as balls today. I think everybody can agree on that. WIT is an improvised game show. How many of you have never been to a WIT show before? Wow, well that's give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you very much for our first timers. You are going to have a great time, and thank you very much for putting your trust in this show and coming out to support a player or just be here at the club. And those of you who have been to a WIT show before, you know what you're in for, so that's wonderful. WIT is an improvised game show. The two players who I'm about to bring out are going to go through 9 rounds of intense competition, and they don't know how these games are going to go because most of them are going to be based on suggestions from you. So, in order to have those suggestions, we're going to get you warmed up to where you're ready to be shouting things out, get your brain working that way. So, we've already agreed that it's hot as balls. So, for the people on this side of the room, when I point to you, I want you to shout out hot. Can you do that? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hot! Okay, and on this side of the room, when I point to you, I want you to shout balls. 1, 2, 3. Balls! Hot! Balls! Hot! Hot! Balls! 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 Okay, well done. I think that's suitably rolled out now. Okay, as you saw on your way in, if you're new to the club, we've got concessions out there. Feel free to get up and move around. There are bathrooms out in the lobby too during the course of the show, but don't stay gone long because we're going to have a great time in here. Now, obviously, most of you know at least one of the players, so I think we are about ready to bring them out, Miss Ashley. So if you would, give a very warm round of applause to Bailey Pate and Cary LaMay. They came out, you may have noticed, they came out to Aerosmith's Jaded, but I don't think either of these guys are jaded. Just look at them. Magnificent specimens. So, we're going to meet the contestants here very briefly. Bailey, yeah. People wouldn't know this about you from your demeanour, but you actually play guitar, is that right?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's not true.
So, tell me, what's the stupidest thing anybody has ever asked you about playing guitar?
Well, as you can tell by my facade, I love metal, and yeah! A couple of years ago, this chick comes up at me and she's like, "So you play guitar?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Do you know Justin Bieber?" And I wanted to smack her.
Yeah, dude. Wait, and it's to your credit that you didn't.
I did. No, I didn't.
Bailey Pate, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now, any of you who know Cary or follow him even casually on Facebook will know that he is the father of 2 boys. So, Cary, why don't you tell us, what's one thing you've learned that you should never do as a parent?
Leave them unattended.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of my own, so that's certainly true. Cary LaMay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now, you may be asking yourself, this is a comedy, this is an improv game show, what are they playing for? What are the stakes? Well, we have a trophy, and I can say with complete honesty, it's a trophy unlike any other, because the WIT trophy, each season, is modified by the winner, and then 2 months later it comes back to another winner, who then has to modify it in his or her own way. The current trophy is the Namerga trophy, named for John Namerga, who was the creator and current producer emeritus of WIT. And we're going to have past champion Ty DeVries. Bring out the WIT trophy if you would, Ty. Now we're still early here in season 2. The first winner added this lovely green WIT apron. Ty himself, who was the champion of episode 2, added a kind of Oscars orgy here up at the top, you can see. And J. Matt Matthews, who was our last winner, added a small scoreboard because he won in double overtime, 34 to 33. It was one of the most epic WITs we've ever had. So that's what these 2 guys are going for. Ty, thank you very much. He'll be bringing the trophy out here at the end. But I think now everybody's warmed up. We are ready to get started with our first game, which is Objection. Now, I should add that also, not only are we going to be getting suggestions from you, but you're wondering, what is the scoring system? How do we know which one of these guys is going to win? Well, all that's going to be based on audience applause. They'll be picking up points for different things during the game, but at the end of every game, well, not every game, but several of the games, we're going to be asking you guys who you think performed better. And we're going to use our trademarked applause-o-meter, probably an app on Ashley's phone or whatever works. And at the end of the game, we'll have you applaud for who you felt gave a better performance in that game, and that person will be awarded bonus points. So our first game is the game of Objection. And what's going to happen up here is there's going to be a 2-minute debate between these guys. And in order for them to have that debate, we need a topic. So what I need from you guys is, can I get some suggestions for modes of transportation, ways of getting around?
Taxi.
Taxi. Sorry?
Uber.
Automobile.
Trolley.
Uber. Moped.
Okay, good. Okay, so, right, so our debate topic is going to be taxis versus mopeds. Okay, and since Bailey is obviously the guy who dressed up, we're going to let him go first and choose. So what's going to happen here is Bailey is going to claim the floor, and he is going to stake out his position. But at any time, Cary can challenge, and what we're going to have, we're going to need a judge who is going to determine whether that objection, that challenge that he makes, is sustained or overruled. And of course, if it's overruled, then Cary will stay in place and Bailey will maintain the floor. If it's sustained, then he takes over the floor. And we'll see who can dominate this debate for a couple of minutes. So what we need is a judge. So what I'm hoping is you can help me out. So whenever somebody objects, all you're going to do, they're going to state their objection to you, and all you have to say is sustained or overruled. And you can say, whichever you want, whatever criteria you want to use. Think you can handle that?
I'll try.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock here, and the debate topic is taxis versus mopeds. Bailey, take it away.
Mopeds are great because they're a cheap source of reliable transportation that if an individual has too many DUIs, they can still use without a license.
Challenge!
Yes, Cary.
I'm pretty sure DUIs do apply to not being able to drive mopeds as well.
Sustained.
Sustained. Okay, Cary, you have the floor.
Mopeds are very fun. They're used in Italy quite often. You see really swarthy Italian guys driving around on mopeds, picking up unwary tourists to get them to ride on the back.
Yes, Bailey.
That sounds rapey.
Sustained.
Sustained, Bailey. You have the floor.
Still true. It's true.
Taxis are also great because you get at pawn shops. And what else can you do at pawn shops? You can pawn away your old taxi and or moped. Which moped
Challenge!
is better?
Yes, Cary.
You can't fit a taxi into a pawn shop.
Sustained.
Sustained. Cary, you have the floor.
Taxi was one of my favorite sitcoms in the 80s. It was
Challenge!
great.
Yes, Bailey.
This is an opinion, not a fact.
But it's so true. Overruled.
Overruled.
My favorite character on Taxi was Reverend Jim Ignatowski, played by Christopher Lloyd. And he'd sound like this.
Judge!
Yes, Bailey.
He sounded like this.
Sustained.
Nixon.
You know who drives mopeds? People with too many DUIs because that's still a thing.
Challenge!
Yes, Cary.
It's already been established that it is not a thing.
No, it is.
What?
Sustained.
I once drove a moped into a brick wall. It only lasted for about 30 seconds.
Challenge!
Yes, Bailey.
If he did that, he'd be dead.
Sustained.
15 miles an hour.
So when you're driving a moped, the gas tank is right up front. So if you're hitting a brick wall, it's gonna explode and your limbs are
Challenge!
Yes, Cary.
I know from personal experience that the gas tank is in the back.
Overruled. I'm sorry.
So Cary's obviously lying because he still has all of his limbs. Just look at him. Look at him. He's got all of his limbs.
Challenge!
He's
Yes, Cary.
Bailey has developed an uncomfortable infatuation with me.
Sustained. 30 seconds to go.
Challenge!
Yes, Bailey.
I've always had an uncomfortable infatuation with Cary. It just did not start now.
Sustained.
Cary is a beautiful man who has never driven a moped in his life. He is
Challenge!
Yes, Cary.
I agree with everything except the fact I haven't driven a moped.
Sustained.
Sustained. 20 seconds to go.
Judd Nelson is one of my favorite people of all time. He was also a
Challenge!
taxi.
Yes, Bailey.
This has nothing to do with mopeds or taxis. He's talking about Judd somebody. Who cares?
Sustained.
Sustained. 10 seconds.
This is the sound of a moped.
Challenge!
Cary.
It's more like me, 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 me.
Sustained.
Sustained. 5 seconds.
Why don't you just go ahead and get out of my dreams and get into my taxi, Bailey? That's all I'm
Challenge!
asking.
Yes, Bailey.
I like it in your dreams.
Sustained. And that's our time. Okay, so to begin, Bailey gets 2 bonus points for holding the floor at the end of that game. However, you guys get to decide who gets the bulk of the points. So if you preferred Cary's performance in that debate, let's hear it for him. Okay, and if you prefer Bailey's performance, let's hear it for him. Okay, Miss Ashley, that That sounds like a clear Bailey to me.
That's a clear Bailey!
Okay, so Bailey leads as we go into game number 2, which is a game called Calvin Ball. Now, in Calvin Ball, these improvisers are going to perform a 2-person scene, which sounds simple enough. However, they will be performing it with a series of rules that are going to be added by me based on suggestions from you. So first of all, can I get a suggestion for a country?
England.
Like what?
England. Where on earth did you get that from? I swear, right out of left field. Okay. Can I get a suggestion for a celebrity? The name of a celebrity?
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian. Okay.
Being an actual celebrity, that'd be nice.
Can I get a suggestion for a need? Something you might need ever.
A helmet.
A helmet.
Cary's
Okay.
love.
I guess, right. What's something that you might forget? Anything that you commonly forget?
Money.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, everything.
Money. Money. Okay. Money. And an animal. A zebra. Nice. Stripy horses don't get enough love, that's all right. Could you give me a suggestion for a phobia? Any kind of phobia?
Elevator.
Fear of spiders.
You shouldn't say alligator.
Elevator.
Oh, elevators, that's even better. Wow, yeah. An alligator in an elevator would be 3 times better. And a name of a historical figure of some sort. Not Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington.
Napoleon, thank you. That's a good one. Okay. Right. So, these guys are going to get engaged in the scene, and I'm going to steadily add these rules to that scene. However, what we need for the scene is a suggestion for a job that involves some kind of manual labour or some kind of physical activity.
Construction worker.
Construction workers, okay? You 2 guys are
Many people said that. Just said in stereo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I got that kind of in stereo. Anyway, okay, on with the show. Right, you guys are construction workers. Go on about your business, and then I'll start interrupting. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
Begin.
Oh, it's a hot one out there today, Jim.
Certainly is, Roscoe.
The supervisor's been on my ass since I got out here this morning, and I've been selling this one piece of wood so he just keep away from me.
Yeah.
4 hours sawing this piece of wood.
Really handy to do while we're up here on the I-beams.
It's kind of sad there's no L-beams or Q-beams.
No, just I-beams.
What are engineers thinking, Greg? Can you tell?
Pause. You guys are in England.
Oh, I see when you go to
I do say that's capital song you're doing there, old bean. Yes, I know. You had that horrible riveting accident just the other day.
Pause. Bailey, you believe that Cary is Kim Kardashian?
I fucking hate you. You're not famous! You're alive! You're Dot Northwest? What is she in that movie, North by Northwest?
Pause. Cary, you forgot your lunch money and you want to get some from Bailey.
Right, so if you just empty your pockets, this is going to go a lot easier. I'm
wait,
going to have to reach in.
Now you ask if you need more money when your husband is a millionaire and your family has a bunch of money and they lied to get their way into power.
Who do you think I am?
Kim Kardashian.
Pause. Bailey, you are slowly turning into a zebra. Continue.
I mean, I'm a bit peckish, so if you wouldn't mind, just, help me out a little bit.
Nay. Gonna help no big ass bitch out with me and my money. I earned it myself working for this construction.
Calling me a bitch.
Pause. Cary, you are scared of elevators and you think you're in one, even though you're not.
You know, it's a really good song. Love in an elevator.
Just don't hit any of the buttons.
Nay.
No! Oh, God!
What are you gonna do now, you big titty, big ass, big titty bitch?
Pause. Bailey, even though you are turning into a zebra, you are now Napoleon turning into a zebra. Continue.
I'm a physical embodiment of my ego.
Are you now?
Nay.
Well, why don't you just
Nay.
Hey, we're up on the
That's the
island!
game of Calvin Ball, and you guys did a splendid job. I doubt anybody on stage has ever had to pretend to be a zebra pretending to be Napoleon, so well done. Bailey, you get a bonus point for that. But What we also need from you guys now is another judgment on who you believe performed better. So if you like Bailey's performance in that game, let's hear it. And if you prefer Cary's performance in that game, let's hear it for him.
That is bribing!
That was...
You politician piece of shit!
Bailey, game's over, Bailey. Game's over. It's okay. Miss Ashley, that sounded like Cary from here. What do you think?
That was Cary!
It was Cary! Okay. We're very close to call going into game 3. Now, our next 2 games are going to be kind of a 2-part deal. Bailey is going to play the first game. He's going to have an opportunity to win points there. So I want you to kind of bear his performance in mind on that. And then we're going to move into a full game in which Cary is going to have opportunity to win points. So you're going to have to kind of compare and contrast these next 2 games. So Bailey, step up here into the middle if you would. Now, this game is the game of B-movie. So what I've done in during the deep dark nights of the soul, when I had nothing left to do but get ready for WIT, I have researched actual B-movies, and I brought the names of actual B-movies to this show, but Bailey has no idea what these movies are. So what he's going to have to do is take the title and come up with some idea of what a description of that movie might be. Bailey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, your first B-movie title is It Conquered the World.
It's a movie about a plague of white girls and their frappuccinos.
Thank you for not going to Pokemon Go on that. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Okay, your next game is Death House.
It's a movie about a house that is deadly.
In what way is it deadly?
It's just a house.
But we want people to go see this movie. What's deadly about this house?
The existence of this house is what makes it deadly. Like, it's just a house, but it's a deadly house. That's it. That is it.
It is a B movie, so it's supposed to be kind of crappy,
See?
right? I guess.
I'm following along.
Okay, so your next movie is The Payoff.
It's a movie about Wall Street journalists paying off each other to have better journalism about each other.
Wow, well now, that sounds like it could be an Oscar-worthy contender to me. Okay, number 4, your next movie is Not of This Earth.
It's about Pokemon Go.
I did set you up for that. Okay, your next movie is The Stuff.
This is a movie about a boy who was in a lab accident and his earwax mutated into another creature that ended up being himself.
Wow. That's pretty twisted. That's the kind of movie you might like, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a couple more here. Okay, so the next movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
This is the sequel to the last movie where this guy's brain mutates into another copy of himself. So he's got like 3 copies of himself, 1 earwax, 1 brain.
Wow, so it's like a franchise.
It's a
thing.
huge
It's like
franchise,
sequels.
yeah.
Okay, I'd go, maybe. I mean, if it was a $1 movie. Okay, and your last B movie is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
This is my life story.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the game of B movie. Okay. So, bear in mind how you felt about Bailey's performance, because now we're going to play a game with Cary, and we're going to compare those performances to see who you think should deserve the more points. But in order to play this next game, which is called Moving, I need a volunteer to come up on stage who's willing to help move one of these players around. We have a volunteer. Yes, over there in the back. Normally when somebody volunteers somebody else, we bring them up, but I'm being kind to you. Okay, let's welcome up our volunteer up here. Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Austin.
Your name is Austin. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so in the game of Moving,
What up, you?
our 2 players are going to enact a 2-person scene, but the tricky thing about this scene is Cary is completely unable to move. And you will be moving, Cary.
I'll be moving.
So, Cary, you'll come out here. We're going to demonstrate. If you want him to move his leg, you'll just tap his leg. Yep. And if you want him to move an arm, you can move his arm any way you
To the
want.
left, or to the right, to the left, to the right, right?
Right. Now, of course, if Cary says something that suggests a movement, you can make that movement, but you can also make any movement, and then Cary's going to have to justify it within the context of the scene.
Wow, that's hard.
And so Bailey's going to interact with Cary during the course of this scene. So, in order to get the scene underway, what we need is a 2-person activity. And I know what you're thinking. Put that out of your mind. What's another thing that 2 people might do together?
Curling.
Curling or hurling?
Curling.
Curling, okay. Whatever that wants to mean to you guys, curling, that is your scene. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Austin, are you ready?
I guess, yeah.
Begin.
Oh, these stones are pretty heavy, man. I don't want to slip on this ice. Can you help me carry some of these?
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm
great.
just gonna step over here.
Yeah, grab that. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Good.
Okay.
I got it.
Press it up.
And it's over my head.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Get another.
I'm just gonna smash it over my head again and again.
All right, buddy. Now we got practice here. Olympics coming up. We got Olympics in 2 years. Okay, we got to practice now. So I need you to just slide it down.
Okay.
Just need you to slide this rock.
Wait. Check out my buff pose, huh?
Yo,
I'm working out.
looking fine. Yeah. All right, slide down. I got the broom. I
All
got
right.
the broom.
Down. Ready?
And
Ready?
All right.
go.
I'm gonna go ahead and hike it to you.
Yeah, go.
Ready?
Go.
There it is.
You got like 2 inches.
You are so welcome.
I appreciate you had an A for effort, but like an F for like pushing the rock.
Hey, I don't criticize you when you're moving things around, man.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna just come over there. I'm just gonna get right in it with you. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Just, yeah.
Oh! Right in the undercarriage.
I was going right for your heart, man. Oh, Temple of Doom style.
And I even have my broom. You know, you try the broom now.
Okay.
You know, I'll try the rock. Okay.
All right. Oh, shit, I dropped it.
Oh man, sorry. You got to pick that
Okay.
up now.
Oh, and I got it.
All right, I got another step. So I'm gonna.
I'm slightly, okay. Bring it back, my man.
So here's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'm ready
All right,
to
so
do
here's what
this.
I'm gonna slide it your way, and
All right.
you gotta increase friction or decrease friction.
Okay. I was hoping they're going to catch me.
You missed it.
We're in this together, baby. Come on.
I slid it right. It was right there.
Oh, we gotta bring it in
All right.
now.
Good
Come
thing
on.
I brought like 4 of these things. All right.
Bring it in.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. All right. Cut this right to her. You're right into the end zone.
I'm totally looking at you right
Go.
now. I can see everything.
If you didn't even touch the ice.
Oh, is that what that is?
Thank you, that's ladies and gentlemen, that's our game of a free movie. Can we have a round of applause for Austin? Thank you very much for being a good sport. Okay. So as I mentioned before, we're comparing 2 games. So we just had moving, and before that we had the B-movie game. So, based on those 2, if you preferred Cary's performance in moving, let's hear it for us.
There you go. Hot chocolate. There you go. It's
And if you prefer Bailey's performance in B-movie, let's hear it for him. Well, that was another close one, but Miss Ashley, that sounded like Cary to me.
That's Cary!
That was Cary, okay. So, before we move into our next game, Miss Ashley, can we get an update on the scores, please?
Absolutely.
Confident.
Just want some music, you know? Alright, the score update is we have Bailey at 8 and Cary at 10.
There we go. Okay, so it's close and it's all to play for. And this actually brings us to the halfway point of our show. So the next game is going to test entirely different improv muscles on these guys, and it is the drawing game. So what's going to happen here is each guy is going to get a poster board and a marker, and they are going to be given approximately 3 minutes to draw on a topic I'm about to give them that they have not heard before. And at the end, we'll come back, we'll see what they drew, and we'll see what we make of it. So, gentlemen, you're getting ready to start drawing, and your topic is the summer of my wildest dreams. Okay, so while these guys are drawing, I'm going to bring a very special lady up here on stage to talk to you about a series of shows we have here at ComedyWorx that are absolutely amazing, and we're going to play a little game together. So please, with a round of applause, welcome Miss April Dudash to the stage.
Oh God, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, you too, April. You too.
I brought my resume.
Oh, of course you did.
So, I help host a late night tonight show where we have oh, thank you! I didn't even explain it and I get some applause. Awesome! We have live sketches, we have film sketches, we have a special guest that I just drill with questions. And I got to put it on my resume. I host a show sometime.
Let's hear it for April's resume.
I just think it's so important to put the right foot forward, you know. Our show's theme coming up on September 16th, a Friday at 10 p.m. is success. So before I came here, I updated my LinkedIn page. I buttoned the top button, but not the bottom button at the same
That's
time.
legit.
And also, I'm learning about mergers and acquisitions. So, as you can see, math and butterfly money.
I think you're going to go far, April. That's what I think.
Thank you. So I have some advice I want to share with you.
Okay.
It's successful phrases, just awesome quotes. I tend to hold near and dear to my heart when I just, feeling down in the dumps about where I am in life. So I thought maybe I'd try and mime them and get you to try and guess them.
I will do my best.
But there's a time deadline because if you're going to be career oriented, there's a deadline. Let's do this thing!
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. Let's do this.
I got punched twice and then kicked in the nuts. Don't kick people in the nuts when you want to succeed. Don't pick up a bucket and scare people with it. Go the distance. Adrian, I did it. No.
Time! You have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Margaret Thatcher.
Honestly, I'm not a fan, if I'm honest. I'm a fan of April, not so much of Margaret Thatcher. Okay,
right.
I still think I can succeed. Give me another one.
All right, second one.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. Okay, if the TV doesn't come on, be persistent and take a spanner and fiddle with the controls. No. Behind every open door is a Nazi. No. If the screen door opens and it feels good outside, it's not summer anymore, and that makes people happy. No, there are lots of people. Everybody believes in me, and if success doesn't come, I pray. Okay, I've got nothing.
I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. Bill Cosby.
Okay, some of you applauded Bill Cosby, and I must admit I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable with that.
Hey, that quote has so much different meaning to me now than back then. All right, last one. Are you
Okay,
ready?
one more,
This is my
one more.
favorite one.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, I'm a cat. Cats succeed. Cats can play basketball. Become a cat and be famous on the internet. Cat. Okay, I'm licking my paws. I'm hanging on for dear life. If you're a cat, hang on with your claws because you've got big claws, and then you can have a baby, and that'll be great. No, baby claws, baby cat, cat baby, kitten. If I'm a kitten, I'm going to grow up into a successful cat. Cat that got the cream. I'm going to be the cat that got the cream.
I'm going to act out where you usually see this quote.
Okay. I see this quote in like a Starbucks or in a place where I get a drink. Milk. Got milk? Got milk? Got no, got milk.
Time, Greg!
Okay, I'm a failure, obviously. I'm not going to
I'm
succeed
in an office. I am heating up my 3-day-old lunch. I just need something to inspire me. I'm doing the same thing every day, and I look at the wall, and there's something back there, and I'm like, it speaks to me. And there's a little kitten hanging from a branch. No one's helping him out, but you know what it's saying? Hang in there, baby.
April Dudash, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Greg. I hope you learned something.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, guys, I think your 3 minutes are way up, so let's get you back up on stage and see what you've drawn. Okay. So what we're going to do first is the players are going to reveal what they've drawn, and first we're going to judge what they've done. Okay, players, reveal. Okay, so this is going to be a 2-part judgment. Just take a second to take these in. If you prefer Cary's drawing, let's hear some applause. If you prefer Bailey's drawing, let's hear some applause for him. Okay, that's a solid 2 points. Yeah, Bailey. Right, but now, okay, the tricky part of this game is we don't know yet exactly what it is they've drawn. They're going to have to describe one another's drawings, and we're going to come back to you guys for whose description you liked best. So, first of all, Bailey, why don't you tell us what you think is the wildest summer of Cary's wildest dreams?
All right, Cary Wildest Dreams starts with a tab of LSD. First, once he takes tab, he's on a beautiful boat in the middle of the ocean, where he's with it looks like the female version of Charlie Brown. Him and and like some sad Gumby who's kind of like frozen over, and he lost chunks of his limbs. Like he was dipped in like frozen nitrogen, and it just like chunks of him fell off. He's got a can of whoop ass right here, because wherever he goes, he's gonna whoop ass. Over here is the robot version of Charlie Brown coming to dive in to sink them. And somehow there's a magic floating car on the sea of dreams that holds the one thing he's always wanted, and that was companionship from I was gonna say a dwarf, but like, you know, from Lord of the Rings dwarf.
Oh.
Right here we got a triangle with some lines on it. This is the mass speed velocity of his wit. As you can see, we can still see it, so it's not very fast. I love you.
I love you too.
And down here we got some sort of bird thing squatting on a sea captain who's part sea mammal.
Well, that sounds like a pretty epic summer. That's Bailey's description. So, go ahead and put that description in your back pocket for a minute. And now, Cary, why don't you describe what on earth you think is going on in Bailey's wildest summer?
Can I be honest? I forgot the prompt halfway through.
Doesn't matter. Cary, what is going on in that picture?
Okay, so let's see. We start out in Bikini Bottom, as all of Bailey's dreams often do, because we got like the nice kelp fields down here, and of course SpongeBob is Satan. 666 right there, and he apparently has opened a portal into hell that he is like that seems to be spewing forth a lot of KFC, Swiss cheese, and the Quaker Oats guy. And finally, there's I'm thinking that this is a pig. Who is bravely trying to stem back the flow of hell by kind of pooping into the hole to close it. That's what I got.
Cary's description, ladies and gentlemen. Now, honestly, when I came up with the idea, I wasn't thinking we'd get anything quite that twisted, but I'm pleasantly surprised. So, okay, you've heard Cary's description. You've heard Bailey's description. Let's hear it. If you prefer Cary's description, let's hear it for him. If you prefer Bailey's description, let's hear it for him. Miss Ashley in the booth, what are we thinking on that?
That was Bailey.
That was Bailey. Okay, before we move on, Cary, why don't you tell us what's actually going on here?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I am in a boat, but I'm on the boat with Lino from the Thundercats and Charlie Brown, and one of the mighty Orbots is flying in to say hi. It was a really cool show from the 80s. Check it out. Also, I have Superman here. I didn't have time to draw his cape, but Superman's kind of hanging out, just kind of keeping over. And this is, by the way, the 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman, and not the fucking Harry Cavill Superman that Zack Snyder has just eviscerated.
Let's hear it for Christopher Reeve.
And so the prism from Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon is in front of the sun, just really like just throwing rainbow rays onto everything. And Doc Brown from Back to the Future is patiently waiting for me to come forward in time in order to save reality as we know it. And of course, the original Sean Connery James Bond with the duck on his head when he first made his introduction is hanging out below the sea to make sure everything's safe.
That is a pretty wild summer, I think. Okay, Bailey, I'm just very intrigued to hear about this as you forgot the prompt halfway through. What on earth
I
is going
remember
on?
it was like dream of like summer or something, so I kind of started out with like what my perfect summer would be, and then I went into it's like what my literal dreams of summer are. So right here, my dream is I want goldfish grazing on marijuana because I want them to get me really high when I eat them. So my munchies get me high, basically. That's that's the key point. And oats. It's the dream, yeah. The oats, because it's like a nice texture to have. It's like when you heat it up, it's like moist and gooey when you get like apples and stuff. So when you're high, it's even better because it's good texture, good flavor and stuff going on. This is me like enjoying this. This is actually all the questions I have during the summer. It's like an inception of questions, which kind of rhymes. And it's like, why is the summer so hot? Why does it have to be a thing? It's really hot out, and I'm not really liking it. The KFC, these are the bones of KFC that I've devoured in my my unsober stupor. And in my dreams, there's a satanic SpongeBob representing the mighty heat of hell coming to Earth. And it's Swiss cheese because it's another good texture and flavor.
You know what? Suddenly the fact that it's just hot outside, it doesn't seem so bad. I think I'll take it. That is the drawing game, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll be glad to know each player gets to keep their commemorative poster board unless they want to sell it to you as a souvenir on the way out.
I'll sell mine for a quarter right now.
So this takes us into the game of Jeopardy. So I'm going to ask the two players to step behind the wall if they would. And the reason I've asked them to do that is I'm sure you're all familiar with the game show Jeopardy. We have an improv version of it that we play, and the two players will come out with a character that they have decided to inhabit, and we have some random answers from trivia cards that have been randomly selected here earlier in the show, and we're going to bring these characters out, and I'm going to give them these answers, and we're going to see kind of what they come up with out of that, and then of course afterwards, please, you know, if you like their answers, you find them amusing, then make sure you give them a good hearty cheer, and then at the end, as I have done with the other games, we're going to come back and see whose performance overall you like better. So with a round of applause, let's welcome out our Jeopardy contestants. Okay, welcome. So let's meet our contestant. Contestant number one. Why don't you tell us who you are?
Hello, I'm Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice.
Oh, we have the mighty RPG on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. That's incredible. And contestant number two, why don't you tell us who you are?
Hey, my name is Zach, and I'm kind of socially awkward, so this is a real step up for me.
Wow, okay, what an interesting combination we've got here. Okay, well, we're about ready to proceed with the game, but the one thing we need from our Jeopardy players is a buzzer, so I'll know when they want to answer a question. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if you would, just test your buzzer for us.
Yes, well, I am a justice, so I need to be very impartial in what my buzzer's going to be. So it's going to be, fuck Trump.
Okay, that's definitely a very declarative buzzer. Dak, let's test your buzzer if we could. Okay. That's a very interesting combination of buzzers. Okay, we're going to launch into the categories here, and as soon as one of you has something to say, feel free to buzz in. Okay, so your first is Goldie Hawn.
Fuck Trump.
Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Name something that's hanging on the backboard in my bedroom.
Wow, now that's an interesting image. You know, we all want a peek into the lives of our Supreme Court justices.
She's so fetching.
Right, yes, she certainly is, or was back in the 80s. Yes, Dak.
Can you repeat the topic?
Yes, it's Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Horn?
Well, look, you know, horn and horn are homonyms where I come from. So, yeah, we've already done the England thing. Let's move on. Give you guys a couple more seconds.
Fuck Trump.
Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Name something I like to laugh in. It was a show in the 70s.
Dak.
Something that makes my farts reverberate through the air.
Okay, Goldie Hawn makes the farts reverberate through the air. I did not realise we were going to go in that direction. I'm going to move on to another topic. No, it's okay, Dak. It's okay. Okay, you're on stage. It's fine. You can do this, okay? You can do this. Okay, moving on to our next category is Mexico. Dak.
It's hot there.
Yes, it most certainly is.
Fuck Trump.
Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Some place that I go in order to unwind and kill a few unsuspecting victims.
Wow. Well, I guess we all kind of suspected she was a serial killer in her spare time, if we're honest. Yes, Dak.
Where I get my ADD medicine on the cheap. Okay, hearing no more offers on that, I'm going to move on to our next category, which is 13, the number 13. Yes, Dak. My most awkward year.
Well, I guess that's true of most of us.
Right now.
Trump.
Yes, Notorious RPG.
Name the number of other justices I've murdered.
Well, at least now we know what happened to Scalia. Yes, Dak.
The number that comes after 12 but before 14.
Very yeah. Somebody paid attention in math.
Fuck Trump.
Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
The number of eggs I eat every morning.
Well, you're going to have energy to be on the Supreme Court, I'm sure. Yes, Dak.
The number of milligrams in my oxycodone.
Hey, that explains a lot. Okay, we're gonna move on to another category here. This category is Washington. Washington. Yes, Dak.
I collect his quarters.
Fuck Trump.
Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Someplace that really makes me angry.
Yes, I imagine it does. I'm sure you weren't a serial killer before you became a Supreme Court justice. Yes, Dak.
When I don't do my laundry, my mom says you have Washingtons.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into parody. Let's hear it. Okay, that was a very, very special game of Jeopardy. I'm not sure. We've certainly never had a Supreme Court justice on the panel before. Okay, so our players will come out here. Let's just spend a second to think about these performances we just heard. And if you prefer the performance of Dak in that game, let's hear it for him. And if you prefer the performance of Ruth Bader Ginsburg in this game, let's hear it for That was pretty close, but it sounded like Cary from up here. What do you think, Miss Ashley?
It was Cary.
Okay. So before we move into our next game, can we get an update on the scores, please?
What?
I was just wondering if you could tell us, like, who's the lead, where we stand.
Sure, it's 12-12.
Oh, it's 12-12! Okay, it's all even, everything to play for. And we have a very high-stakes game coming up next. Well, hang on, if it's 12-12, then I can't let the person who's in the lead decide who goes first in the next game, so that's kind of tricky.
2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors.
No, because I let you go first based on your attire in the first game, so we're going to let Cary pick this time.
Cool.
The next game is a personal favourite of mine. It's a game of PowerPoint karaoke. So what's going to happen here is our players are going to take turns presenting to you a PowerPoint presentation in which they are expert. Tricky thing is they have never seen it before. These are all taken from SlideShare. They are actual, legit PowerPoint presentations that somebody somewhere once gave. So, Cary, since it's your turn to choose, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
You'll go second, okay. So, Bailey, step up. Miss Ashley is going to bring up your PowerPoint presentation, and whenever you're ready, you can launch into it.
Yeah, thanks for coming out now to my presentation on the amazing world of water. Now, as we know, water is amazing because it goes into our soft drinks. It's what makes them soft and yet delectable. The North Harris County Regional Water Authority says I should probably be drinking more water, but I'm not. Next slide. What do you know about the water you drink? That's a good question. It's neutral in flavor. It doesn't really taste like anything unless there's like grains in it. You don't really want the murky water. That's that polluted stuff that our stupid governor lets us drink. Piece of shit. So, do you even know where your water comes from? Probably from Duke Energy, where it's getting all polluted now thanks to our damn piece of shit governor. Next slide. Water is critical for all living things. Exactly. That's why it shouldn't be polluted. Next slide. Without water, there can be no life. This is true and false. I have survived on a steady diet for 13 and a half years, nothing but Mountain Dew, Diet Dr. Pepper, and the occasional packets of Kool-Aid. Water provides some clean fun too. Yeah, it's definitely clean until you go jumping in that coal ash pond. Ain't nothing clean about that. The water cycle is controlled by the sun. This is a fact. The sun's rays help water be water. Without the sun, water, it becomes like hard. I think they call it hard water. Like really cold, you know. You sometimes put in your drinks to like make it cold and something like that. But the sun, yeah, thanks. Water never stops moving. Yet it goes from in here to down there, right to the toilet, out to the sea, and in the polluted ponds of the energy. Next slide. Lots of things come in gallon containers, such as Mountain Dew. Here's a gallon of water looks like. Some kid's holding it. Do you think that kid's like happy? That water's probably polluted. Look at his face. That is a fake smile. He was paid off by our governor to make that smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bailey Pate's presentation. Well done, Bailey. Okay, Okay, so that's every other game. Bear in mind how much you enjoyed his presentation. We're going to compare the two in a minute, but now it's Cary LaMay's turn to give his expert presentation. Cary, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Ashley, bring it up.
Friends, I'm here to tell you that you are just fine the way you are, but everybody needs a purpose, don't we? Everybody needs to know where they're going in this crazy mixed up thing that we call life. So that's why we are going to find your life purpose before death it comes and claims you. Next slide, please. Yep. One day, this will be you. This isn't a euphemism. No, you are literally going to become this guy. And you know what? You think this is a bad thing? Not such a bad thing. Look at him. He's resting. He's comfortable. He's on a pillow. I mean, don't we all just want to just be relaxing on our pillow? Not such a bad place to end up, if you ask me. Next slide, please. Let me ask you one question. Just one question. You know what? Don't bother asking me the question because I have everything that you need to know right here in my chest, which is containing my heart, which is opening just for you. Next slide, please. Yep. One day, you might run out of gas. You know, we all get into a point in our lives where we feel that we're not quite getting where we want to be, right? We're getting caught in the desert of our miscontent, just sitting out there in the middle of our desert. You know, we took that station wagon, we jumped it off an embankment, it hit the ground, all four tires exploded, and you're just sitting there with your son Rusty, just trying to explain life to him, like wondering, where are we going, and are we going to get to Wally World? I'm not sure. Next slide, please. Remember to switch lanes, that's right, because life is like a highway. I want to drive it all night long. Next slide.
Gentlemen, let's get everybody's presentation. Okay, so clearly we had two subject matter experts there telling you all about water and life's purpose. If you preferred Bailey's presentation on water, let's hear it for him. And if you preferred Cary's presentation on finding your life's purpose, let's hear it for him. Wow, that was close, Miss Ashley. What do you think?
That was Bailey!
Oh my goodness, that was Bailey. Okay. So that brings us to our penultimate game. Only two more games to go. What I'm going to do here is hand the two players a card with some songs on, and you may recall that most of you were asked to fill out a form of a song that you might like to hear performed on stage. And these guys are going to perform these songs for one another. The catch is they can only perform the songs in mime, and the other player has to guess what they are, but they have to be singing the whole time and hope that they clue in to the songs that they are being performed for. So, they're going to have alternating periods of 30 seconds each to guess as many of these as they can. Please, it's so tempting, but please don't shout out the names of the songs because we want them to have to come up with them themselves. So they've had a chance here to review their sheets. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and looking at the scores, I guess if Bailey won that last game, he is slightly in the lead. So Bailey, would you like to mime first or guess first?
I'll guess first.
You will guess first. Okay. In that case, Cary, you will be starting out miming. Are you ready?
Yes.
Players, begin.
Thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks for coming to Lobster Lounge, and I have a great song for you. You eat the oats, you put it in your belly, you rub in your belly, it's so good with this good. You're loving some good, you're loving some bad, but when you got the feeling, you're gonna start shaking. You can't tell if it's the sugar or the oats, but you start getting the shakes. Electricity's flowing through ya, you're spazzing out on stage.
Switch.
Well, thank you very much for coming out here tonight. I'm just going to sing a couple of ditties for you. I like to open an ice cream bar and lick it. I like to eat my ice cream feeling very fine. I like to chew gum from a wrapper. It's really delicious. And when I eat something, I'm getting full. Very full.
Switch.
And when I got something good inside me, I take a minute and think, what if I press this button that's gonna shock me? Good shock. Thunderstruck. Good stuff. I'm having a good time. I'm getting shocked. I'm freaking out. good vibes. I have good vibes are rolling. Good vibes are coming. Good vibes.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know about you. I'm gonna lick my ice cream cone. It's not quite an ice cream cone. It's a popsicle. A fudgesicle. It's not cold at all. It's gonna be a lollipop. I'm licking a sucker. A big all-day Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get?
Jesus.
Good vibes shaking me to my core. I got good vibes flashing in my eyes. Got good fingers with my good vibes. I got 10 good vibes. Good vibes 10 times. Good vibes 10. Good vibes lift. Good vibes are curling. Good vibes triangles.
Switch.
I'm not gonna be singing that song anymore. No, I'm not. I have been crossing out my ex-wives. Alright. I'm gonna be on the X Factor someday. I'm saying goodbye. So long. Auf Wiedersehen. See you later, alligator. I'm going out. Going? I'm exiting. I'm going.
Switch. Cary, this is your last 30 seconds of mine.
Good vibes, X. No more song for that. It's kind of a shame because I was almost had it. It's gonna be you and me. I love you. I'm gonna kiss you in the feelings. I'm gonna look at your body. I'm gonna bring my body in. I wanna hold your belly. Me, you, us, together. Come together right now.
Switch. Bailey, last 30 seconds of mine. Thank goodness.
I'm gonna be exiting. Go. X go. X goes the spot of my heart. Feeling fine, feeling good. Oh, thank you for this diamond. I'm gonna really use it very well. You're gonna give something to me. Oh, X go give.
5 seconds.
I'm gonna X.
Okay, and that is our time. Okay, Cary, do you have any last guesses at anything that Bailey was trying to do right now?
Let's see. I'm going to X got my heart. That's what I got.
Oh man, I was actually quite close. Bailey, have you got any guesses at what Cary did everything he could to try and convey to you during that period of time?
I probably don't decide.
Good vibes.
Good vibrations.
Okay, I would like you two gentlemen to take a bow because I don't think we've ever had a game of silent sing-along in which 0 songs were guessed correctly. So please. So, okay, no bonus points were awarded that round, but we both know they put in a lot of effort. So, based on their combined attempts to mime and sing, if you preferred Cary's performance in that game, let's hear it for him. If you preferred Bailey's performance in that game, let's hear it for him. Okay, that sounded very much like Cary to me. Okay.
What was my song, by the way?
What was Bill's?
Which first one was Candy Shop, and then X gon' get it to you, whatever that is. That's what it says. X gon' get it to you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all your suggestions. I'm sorry we didn't get to more than like 3 of them. Anyway, so sad to say, as much fun as this has been, this brings us to our final game of the evening. So before we get into that, I would like to remind any of you that don't know that we have regular shows here. It's not just WIT, we have regular short form and long form improv shows. There's the Late Night Tonight show that April came up here and told you about. There's a full schedule. If you have an interest in doing improv, please ask anybody here. Look on the website. There are classes, there are opportunities to learn how to do it, and it's tons and tons of fun. So before we move into the last game, Ashley, could you give us an update on the scores, please?
That brings us our score 17 to 17.
17, ladies and gentlemen, it is tied. It is tied. Going into the final game. So literally everything to play for. One of these guys is going to walk out of here with the WIT trophy that I cut my finger gluing back together this very afternoon. So you'll be taking a piece of me with you.
Well, whatever happens, Cary's always going to be my friend.
Yeah, he's always gonna be my friend.
Friendship is beautiful. They're leaving it all on stage for you. They certainly didn't take any of it away in the songs that they tried to get. So the final game here, as a tribute to another game show, is Reverse Family Feud. You've all seen Family Feud, I'm sure. People are given categories and they have to offer answers within those categories. In Reverse Family Feud, our players are going to be given lists of answers and they have to come up with suggestions for categories that might fit those answers. And they're going to take it in turns, and they'll get some points for every answer, every category they come up with that you guys seem to enjoy. So certainly show them when you appreciate one. So Miss Ashley, let's go with our first category, please. Our first list of answers.
Things Cary does in his free time.
Let's see. Things that my wife really wants me to do this week.
Things I wish I had the capacity to do this week.
Things that the man expects of my life.
Things my mom expects me to do.
Yeah.
I live at home with her.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here, so let's move on to our next set of answers, if we could.
That is my Saturday night usually.
Things I usually get asked for.
Things I usually have to surrender when I get mugged.
Things I take from Cary when I mug him.
Okay, let's move on to our next answer, please.
Things that people compliment me on as having those attributes, especially the double Ds.
Things that white girls wish they had.
Things that Sir Mix-a-Lot sings about.
Things that I look at myself in the mirror and wish, damn, I'm mediocre.
Okay, let's move on to the next set of answers.
Things that rhyme with oodle.
Nicknames my wife calls me.
Nicknames I call myself in the shower.
Ways that you say goodbye in the UK.
Okay, let's move on to the next
Things my girlfriend secretly enjoys, but she doesn't like it when I do it anyways.
Directions I give to my wife on how to handle my penis.
That's our show! There's no way to
She's right here!
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. LaMay. Thank you very much. Okay, so Ty, immediate past champion Ty, if you could please bring up the WIT trophy, because we're about to get a final round of applause judgment here, and we're going to find out which of these lovely gentlemen is going to get to take home this trophy, because sadly it can only be one of them. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that was a pretty epic round of Reverse Family Feud, I think you'll agree. If you prefer Bailey's performance in that game, let's hear it for him. He appreciates it. And if you prefer Cary's interpretation last game, let's hear it for him. Now that's tough. Miss Ashley, what's your take on the official applause-o-meter?
The official plaza-meter says Cary.
Let's hear it for both of our players. Cary and LaMay has the WIT trophy. Thank you so much for coming out. Please come back and see us. Good night.
I brought shame to my house.
Oh man, look, it couldn't have been any closer. That was an absolutely amazing game.